Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have Othania joining me. Hey, Othania.
Hey, Amanda.
Guys, we have a really exciting video, how to activate a new version of how to choose and activate a new version of your specific person. I was reading it right off my page and still got it wrong. So this is a really exciting video because I think, you know what, a lot of us are in relationships where we just want to change how the person's showing up. And we know that nagging them and bugging them in the 3D and mentioning stuff in the 3D definitely doesn't work. It only puts a wedge between, you know, us and them and in the relationship. So yeah, this video is for anybody that's looking to make their relationship better, to actually start a relationship with someone when you're feeling rejected, to take your relationship to the next level. Basically anybody who wants to revise their relationship. Pardon me. So just before we dive into this, guys, Othania is having 50% off of her coaching right now. Definitely check out the link in the description below. And as well, guys, we have our contest. Our contest has always been going on. I just haven't been mentioning it, but I am going to mention it. When we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're giving away 3 free coaching sessions for 3 different people with the coach of their choice. To enter, all you need to do is share our videos, tag us in it, as well as comment what you manifested using the law of assumption, and make sure you're subscribed. So yeah, we're just, you know, want to reward you because a lot of you guys are constantly sharing our videos. We do see that in our analytics, and we just want, you know, incentive, something fun, and to reward you for doing that and sharing our videos to help, you know, make other people's lives better. You know, I remember I was in a grocery store and this gentleman was just like, he was elderly, should have been retired. He was miserable. He did not want to be there. He didn't think, you know, and I thought to myself, like that day I was having this like sort of depressed day where I just wanted to hide away from the world. And, you know, and I looked at him and he's just grumpy, and then I'm grumpy and so thinking so low of myself. And then all of a sudden I thought, Amanda, you know what? I'm like, here you are hiding away when, you know what, you should give him your card. You should, you know, tell him what you do to help change his life, because you know how to do that. You have that knowledge. And, you know, and here's you hiding away, having this bad day, feeling all bad for yourself, you know, like whatever, not being your usual self, like not being fully authentic and self-expressed, right? You know, and I thought, oh my goodness, you know, and I actually did share my card and what I do. It pulled me out of it, you know, my little funk in the moment, you know, and so thank you for sharing the videos, you know, not for our benefit, because for everyone else's, because we're here to help change the world, right? You know, we live a limitless life and have great lives, and we're happy, and we want everybody else to as well. So, and you know what, because we're so awesome, we're also giving away a free course, how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. Link is in the description. I made the course. It's what I do to find my blocks and to create my mental diet to manifest things quickly. So definitely check that out if you're interested. You'll also get free intentions from us on that mailing list, as well as finding out if we're having any sales. But guess what? If you just want the free course, please subscribe, get it, and then unsubscribe. We are totally okay with that. Just make sure you get the free course, okay? So yes, I'm excited. We've got a success story. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes. So how to know you're, you know, choosing the right version of your specific person, because, you know, a lot of the times, you know, we always telling you guys, you know, recreate them, choose the right version. But sometimes people may still feel like, you know, but how do I know I'm really doing this correctly? So before we get into the success story, just want to give you guys a few tips on how to know you're doing this correctly for yourself and your SP. So you want to make sure that when you're choosing the correct version of someone in your mind, that you're seeing the version of them that you want. It's like having a vending machine of your person in your mind. There's different versions of them, and you choose them by how you think about them, how you think about yourself with them, and how you think they see you. So that's the trick about it. So when you think about SP, you want to always think, you know, I'm the best for SP. SP doesn't want anybody else but me. When SP sees me, they know that I'm always enough. You always want to have everything align with the best version of everything, right, guys? So now let's get into this success story. So I have a client, and he lost communication with his SP for almost a year, and he was when he was telling me, when we first got connected and he was telling me what was going on, he swore up and down that he was never going to hear from his SP again. Um, and once we got connected, I got into his head about it, and I started to get him to understand that he kept choosing the version of his SP that didn't want to communicate with him, that didn't want to see him, that didn't want to spend time with him. And I had to get him to understand how he was choosing that version of his specific person. Now, he was choosing that version of his specific person because the thoughts that he was dominantly thinking when he thought about her was rejection, was, oh no, she doesn't want me. What if she found someone else and she thinks they're better? You know, things like that. He was choosing the version of her that didn't want anything to do with him just by the thoughts he was thinking about her in his mind. So he was constantly seeing his SP, the woman that he loves, rejecting him. So the version of her that had to play out in his reality was the version that rejected him, that didn't want to talk to him, that wasn't communicating with him for a year, right? So now once I got him to understand that, and I'm like, listen, you have to change the game. And you do that by changing how you actually want things to be with your SP. You want to see her being the version that is always excited to speak with you, that the version of her that's always checking her phone, waiting to see if you're writing her and being excited for, you know, her to speak to you. You want to see that version of your SP always being excited about you and always looking forward to see you. That's how you activate the right version. And once you start having these good thoughts, you don't want to go back and start looking for too much evidence and being doubtful in yourself, because now you're reactivating the version of you that is becoming insecure again, which is going to push out and reactivate that insecure version of your SP that doesn't want to align with you. So make sure that everything matches. Everything has to match. Good, good, and it stays good.
Exactly, exactly. It's see them as the person that you want them to be. So incredibly important. And and when I see a version of them in my mind, um, I do things that are important to me. So what do I need in my relationship? What do I need to see, hear, and feel from them to make me feel secure? So maybe you guys can use this in your life. One thing that I always need early on in a relationship when I'm dating somebody is them making future plans with me. If I hear them making future plans with me, all of a sudden I feel secure. If they go out of their way to text me, then, or whatever. So, what do you need somebody to do for you to feel like they're into you and they want to be with you? You're allowed to call that into your 3D reality, as evidence to build your belief, but you've got to go there first. Okay. So what I do, right, is I take a list of everything that I don't like of what's going on in my 3D, and one by one, I change it into what I do want. And that new list, I read it through a few times a day until I become really, really, comfortable with those thoughts and those intentions. And the static is sort of gone, right? I think with this, when we recreate people with like that we've had some sort of history with, we have to have really short memories like a goldfish. We have to let go of the past. We have to forgive ourselves for it, because if we're forever holding on to rejection from the past, like, oh my goodness, like 2 Fridays ago, he totally didn't call me back, or he didn't answer my text. If we're constantly remembering that, then we're constantly bringing it forward into our present and into our future. So if we recall the past, we're bringing it to the present, which is now putting it in the future. Okay, we have to have a really short memory for that past. I let things go so super quickly because I know I'm only doing them to myself, right? And it's about having faith and in your beliefs. So how do you trust, somebody's going to change? Well, you're trusting your intentions.
Mhm.
You're not really trusting them. They actually don't even exist. It's all in your head.
Right, exactly. Because you got to remember, the version that you're trusting them to be is the version that they're going to show up as. So you have to trust that they're going to be that best version for you, because you've been trusting that they weren't going to be the best version, hence why they've been showing up that way. So you just reverse that by thinking the opposite. And now my client, he has communication. you know, he's starting to understand, like, okay, I have to be aware and take accountability of what I'm doing. And, you know, the more that him and I have our sessions, the more he's understanding, the more he gets happier that, okay, now he's in communication after a whole year. Now he's understanding what he was doing. And as the time goes on, he can only recreate and create her to be a better version, and for him to be a better version of himself for her as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. And, you know, to recreate anybody and to manifest something successfully, you've always got the three parts. You've got what you think about yourself, say in a relationship, what you think about relationships in general, and then your assumptions about the other person. Those three key components are so important. And I think one thing that's overlooked, which I'm really happy we're talking about, is what the other person's thinking, our assumptions about them. You know, I think sometimes we get lost in this no one to change but me. But no one to change but me doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you if they're like not committing to you and rejecting you, that there's something wrong within you need to fix and change. No, you're perfect, whole, and complete. What you need to change within you is your assumptions about them. Right?
Exactly.
We need to turn it out and go, okay, what are my assumptions about everything that's showing up in my world? You know, it's so funny. This morning I had a really busy morning, and very like everything had to be really like clockwork because there were so many things going on. But there was one wild card, was this like guy for like basically washing windows and power washing the decks for spring was coming, and he gave me a 2-hour window between 8 and 10. And I had a doctor's appointment at 11:20, and then this meeting, and then I had to get breakfast in. I only get up at 7:30, and then I needed to get my workout in. So there was a lot of things going on. And so when I woke up and started drinking my tea, I thought, you know what, this is going to be perfect timing. It's going to be totally perfect timing. And then all of a sudden I had the urge to get off the couch. I'm like, I better make some breakfast. So I made breakfast. And just as I was finishing making breakfast, I got a text going, the guy's on his way. Well, sure enough, guy was on his way. It was great. Didn't have to actually do much with him. And he gave me the estimate. I was able to have breakfast and get everything done. It was perfect timing. So, you know, it's about just trusting and, you know, being present in the moment and, you know, and believing in yourself and your intentions and intending it all works out for you, intending, you know, that they want to be with you. Right. And just being present to that. Right. And yeah, you know, I can't remember where I was going with that really, but
just be
wow, that was making a point, I'm sure.
In the moment, guys. Each second, you got to remember, each second is the present moment. So you have to, it's not to be, you know, fearful, like, oh my God, I got to keep up with my thoughts every second or nothing is going to go right. It's just to remember that every belief in that moment is what is unfolding. And until you change that belief to something else, then that is what will unfold next. So just be aware that in every moment you always are creating, and you're seeing your SP as a person that is loving you. Okay, let's forget about the past. Let's let all that baggage go, right? Because we don't go on vacation carrying more bags than we should. When we go on vacation, we want to make sure that we pack light so we can travel light and have a good time, right? We don't want to carry extra weight with us.
Well, this is it exactly, right? So, you know what, right now, everybody, let's just, you know, right now together, okay, let's just say, let's let go of the past. Let's start creating the belief of everybody can change. So right now, people can change. Anybody in my reality can change. And yeah, let's just make that a belief right now. I believe that people in my reality can change, and they do change. They change in ways that make me feel good, and they show up better in my reality for me. And then let's start being specific about how you want them to show up. So yeah, I love this video. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. So
Loved it.
yeah, and sorry guys, I forgot what I was talking about there because I've had,
it happens.
You know what, in all honesty, right, just to be transparent, because I probably seem a bit hyper. Anyways, so I've been like on this workout thing. So I started taking this performance enhancing B12 and caffeine. I'm not a big caffeine person. Anyways, I took it and I am bouncing off the walls today. I probably should go down to a half a scoop, but I tried it today. So I'm a bit all over the place, to be completely honest. I'm not hating it, right? But it's definitely not normally me. So anyway.
No, it happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm talking, I'm like, okay, I hope I said that all correctly.
You know what'll happen? It'll be like 4 hours from now. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's That's the point I was trying to make. I'm like, oh, good. I'm sure I made some sort of point anyway. But you know what? I think that's why, you know, everyone loves the video so much is I'm just so authentic. Like, you know, it is what it is, right? So
me and 10, everyone still has gotten so much out of this no matter what.
Exactly. Yes. And yeah, and that everybody recreates their specific person and their relationship the way that they want them. And yeah, and that everybody feels good today. And that something spectacular happens in your reality today, something magical. So, you know, definitely comment if that happens because I'd like to see that. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Othania.
Always. I love it, Amanda.
And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.